Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 103. And I'm so delighted to be here to talk to you about showing up no matter what. And it's not what most people think that means. So I really want to break that down. What does it mean to show up no matter what? But before that, I want to introduce myself for those of you who are new to my work. My name is Lisa Espinosa. I am a spiritual career coach, and the work I do is all about helping you to connect with your soul every day throughout the day to truly let your soul be the guide of your life, be the leader of your life, because you understand that your soul is that part of you that is your truth, that knows, has such a high perspective, right? Has a higher perspective, is eternally connected to source, to God, to the divine, to Goddess, whatever you call that source. And because of that, knows the gifts that you are here to share with the world, knows what will truly fulfill you. And so I help my clients to do that so they can share their unique gifts with the world, what I call their unique soul's medicine, while creating and nurturing and cultivating a life that they love. And so every week we're here for these podcast episodes so I can share a little teaching on how to do that. And so today, showing up no matter what, really talking about what that means. And the short answer is showing up no matter what means showing up to your soul, no matter what the external circumstance, no matter what you are feeling, no matter what is coming up. And what that means is showing up to your soul. What does that mean? If you think of your soul, right, as this master that lives within you, or this teacher that lives within you, or a guru that lives within you, right? The true guru, right? Guru means from darkness to light, from confusion to clarity. So your soul is your true essence that has all the wisdom and the healing that you're looking for. Furthermore, this inner teacher that you have loves you unconditionally, is infinitely patient. In fact, today on IG Live, Instagram Live, I did a teaching on patience. So if you want to access that, just go to my Instagram and you'll see it there. And so showing up to your soul, no matter what, means that you're going to tune into your soul's guidance. You're going to say, teach me, help me, love me, no matter what is going on. And it's so interesting because if you really truly think about it, let's say you had someone living in your house that you admired and respected and trusted completely, and you knew they loved you. They were in such integrity. They were so wise. They knew exactly where you wanted to go and how to get you there in the most efficient, joy-filled way. And they didn't need to sleep or anything. They were available 24/7 to you, and they never wanted anything in return. Like, imagine if you had that person living in your house and something happened where you felt bad or there was a problem in your life and you were like, I don't have time to go talk to that person. Even though literally that's the person who actually would be able to help you the most. That's what this means. This means that showing up no matter what means showing up to your soul no matter what. Because the no matter what, when you're feeling sad or overwhelmed or disappointed or hurt or angry or rejected or abandoned or betrayed or whatever those challenging emotions, or embarrassed or ashamed, those are the times where we tend to pull away from our soul, right? We go into hiding, we withdraw, maybe we buffer or distract ourselves, right? With TV, with food, with overworking, with trying to help somebody else. And yet those are the times when our soul is inviting everyone, all of humanity, to, instead of doing those other things, tune in to your soul. And then when we do that, that's when our capacity to show up in the external world, in our life, to our loved ones, to our clients, our students, however you're being called to show up, that's when our capacity to do that increases. But it starts inward. It starts with 100% committing to showing up to our soul, even when especially when we don't want to, especially when we think we don't have time. And I've been so being expanded by my soul in this. I shared before, and I apologize. I'm sharing on so many things that I don't remember where I shared things, but somewhere, maybe in the podcast, I shared how one of the things my soul is guiding me to do is to show up to her. I'm just going to use that pronoun, her, to show up to her when I'm feeling really overwhelmed. Because when I'm feeling overwhelmed is when I tend to want to do something else. I don't want to pause. I don't want to tune into my soul. And tuning into your soul, showing up to your soul can take 30 seconds, a minute. I'm not suggesting that no matter what, you sit on your cushion for 30 minutes and meditate. I mean, that's awesome if you want to do that. I'm not against that at all. I mean, I used to teach meditation for about 7 years. But I do understand that we have very full lives, we have busy lives that might not be practical in this moment. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tuning in to your soul. That takes an instant, a moment. You know, in Course in Miracles, one of the books I've been studying for years, I mean, I'm talking like, I don't know, 17 years or something. It talks about the holy instant. And the whole, so meaning that in an instant we can shift, in an instant we can tune in, we can ask for help. And so overwhelm has been one of those places. And then today in that IG live, I talked about about Instagram. No, I talked about disappointment. Disappointment being a time where when I'm disappointed, how often the last thing I turn to do is to tune into my soul. Because when we're disappointed, we tend to project that onto our soul. So some part of me imagines my soul is disappointed in me, when that is like not true at all, right? And so showing up no matter what means I'm going to show up. And show up, I mean just ask for help from my soul, to receive from my soul, to align with my soul. Even just to say, I feel so much disappointment. I don't even know how to connect with you, soul, but I know that you know how to connect with me, so I'm here. Because who always shows up no matter what? Your soul. Your soul's always there no matter what. Right? Your soul's never overwhelmed. Your soul's never too busy. Your soul's never frustrated with you or impatient with you, or it's like, so your soul shows up no matter what. And we are learning to be like our souls. We're learning to embody our soul in this human life, right? We are divine beings having a human experience. That means we are here on the earth plane with all the limitations, all of the polarity, all of the things outside of ourselves that are constantly telling us we're not enough, we don't know enough, we don't have enough, all of the things. Or the opposite, you're too much, you're too needy, you're too emotional, you're too whatever, fill in the blank. In this world, we are born, and many of us chose to be here knowing how challenging it would be, but committing to remembering that no matter what challenges we see through our physical eyes, to remember, but actually, I am a soul having a human experience. And actually, my soul is not bound by any of this. And I can tune into that, my soul's infinite capacity, and learn how to dwell in that place and share from that place. And so everything that we're doing is learning how to embody our soul. And so showing up no matter what, it really means being like our soul that always shows up for us no matter what. Now, we might decide we don't want it, or we don't have time for it, or we're not good enough for it, or whatever, but our soul is always there waiting, lovingly waiting. And so that's the first thing, right? Like, I think often, especially for, people who are drawn to my work, are givers, are doers, are often the people that others turn to for help, for support, can have some perfectionistic tendencies. I know I have that. I just got lovingly called out on that by one of my coaches. And I was like, really? Like, gosh, I thought I healed that. I was like, I mean, obviously that's an ongoing thing, right? To heal perfectionism. And so all of all of those things, right? All of those things that feel like limitations, our soul loves us through all of that. None of that is how our soul feels towards us. None of that is how our soul looks at us. And so what I was going to say, you often we think showing up no matter what means showing up like it's this hustle, right? It's like, okay, no matter how bad I feel, no matter how sick I feel, no matter how much I want to rest, no matter how much maybe I need to receive, I'm going to go and help people. And that only is beneficial when it's coming from a soulful place. Because when you push yourself in that way, that no matter what I need, I'm going to still show up. When it comes from our ego structure, ultimately it doesn't create healing. It either creates dependency, codependency, rescuing, martyrdom, all the things. And please know that I'm saying that without any judgment, because like I've done all of that. I've been in that place where I have helped and helped and helped and helped and helped and been in rescuer mode of others. And although there were some very noble, beautiful things about that, ultimately it was a trap, right? It led to illness. It led to me actually having less capacity to serve. So that's one way we know when we've been caught in our ego's hooks, right? And ego's traps, is that we actually feel less capable afterwards, as opposed to when you show up in the external world, even though it feels scary or you feel nervous, even like starting Instagram. I hadn't been on Instagram live for like, I don't even know, over a year probably. And so I was a little nervous about it, but I was really guided to do that again, to go on Instagram live, not planned, not have a schedule like on Mondays and Wednesdays I'll go on Instagram live. No, it was just like when you feel inspired and there's something in your heart, is what my soul was telling me, that you're like, I want to talk about this with people. I want to share this. Because often that happens and I'm like, oh, I'll write that in a blog, or I'll share that next week on my podcast, or I'll talk about that, I'll bring it up with my clients or whatever, or I'll teach that as a class. And then I never get to it because there's other things. And this was like my soul saying like, no, just be of service, but no pressure to have a schedule or be dressed a certain way or anything. And so I have my little tripod there, I have my phone. And just like today, when I had a really big transformation, recognizing that I thought it was my soul talking to me saying certain things, and then recognizing, wait, I'm actually being quite impatient with myself. I want to get over this disappointment I feel. Like it's like this part was trying to be helpful, but was like, all right, you already cried 3 times. Like, get to the other side, and recognizing that's not my soul. And then I wanted to talk to people about that. So that was me increasing my capacity to show up, to serve, but that only came from showing up to my soul consistently. Because I've done it the other way where I'm like, all right, I'm going to connect on Instagram and do, have a schedule and do it every day and plan ahead what the classes are. And that can be beautiful if it's coming from your soul. And we need to learn to discern that. Here I am on episode 103. Probably the first, I had, how do I say this? This is just an example. I'm not suggesting you have to start a podcast. It's whatever, apply it to wherever your life is with this. When I first received the guidance to start this podcast in this way, because I've done a podcast already, there's like 13 episodes. You can find it on Spotify, on iTunes, but it wasn't sustainable for me to keep going with that for various reasons. Main reason being that editing those took forever. I didn't have the money to invest in somebody professionally doing that for me. And so it was taking just way too many hours to put each episode out. And I was like, this is just not sustainable in this moment. So then years later, whenever this started, my soul was like, start a podcast on YouTube. Don't edit them. Just go live and whatever happens, happens. That was somewhat terrifying in a way. But I'd already by that point done a lot of live offers. So notice, right? My soul didn't tell me immediately, start a podcast, go live. It was step by little step. Which reminds me, on Friday, I will be teaching how to take soul led action. I actually taught this already on Monday, and then I accidentally forgot to record it. So I'm going to reteach it this Friday. And I'm just inviting anybody who wants to show up for that. It's a free class. And so I'll go into more detail about what exactly does it look like to take soul led action. And if you already took the class and you want to take it again, please feel free, because it's going to be better than the first time because it always is the second time. And there's so much that's unfolding. And every time I do it, the meditations, I never script them. So they're divinely guided. And I know there's something special on Friday that's meant to come through. I actually really believe that must have been why I not once thought of recording the darn class. Like, I've never done that before. I always have a note. I always remember. I always say to everybody, please remind me if you don't see me press record. And I did none of those things. In fact, I didn't even realize it till that night where I was like, wait a minute, I haven't gotten a reminder from Zoom. And then I was like, oh, wait, like I knew immediately, like I didn't press record. And yes, I was horrified, but I was also like, that must have been divinely guided. It's going to be even better. There's some teaching that's coming through on Friday. So anyway, I digress. I'll put the link on the comments page. But back to my story, right? I would follow the steps. I kept showing up. I kept showing up to my soul. I kept showing up to do lives. When I got the guidance to do the podcast live, I was scared, but I was like, okay, I will show up. And the best I could do at the time was, I'm going to show up and I'm going to be professional, but I don't have the bandwidth to plan ahead, to be like, okay, January, this is going to be the topics of my podcast. I just didn't have the bandwidth. So I was just like, I'm just going to show up. And not that I was going to show up and ramble. I had by that point a lot of things to teach, but literally right before I was going to tune in to something that inspired me from a client session or something that I was going to teach. It hasn't been till the last, I don't know, 3 months, something like that, where I increased my capacity enough to be in a very organically natural place that I could be like, wait, I really feel like I can now receive what each topic is going to be. And again, that came from my soul. That was a increased capacity because I kept showing up internally. And so if you're on my newsletter, if you received my newsletter, you received already October events. And one of the graphics has episode 103, showing up no matter what. Episode 104, how deprivation hinders your leadership. It's like it came very organically because I kept showing up. And again, this is just an example. Your examples will be different. But this is what showing up no matter what looks like, what it means. It's show up to your soul no matter what. I understand we can't underestimate how much our ego structure doesn't want us to do this. Like, what? Show up to your soul no matter what? That would mean your soul's the one that's in charge. That would mean that you truly trust your soul. That would mean that you would hear your soul's guidance and follow it. That would mean that I'm not in charge anymore, meaning the ego structure. So we can't underestimate how much resistance will come up, or thoughts that are like, oh, well, there's more important things to do. This can't actually help that much. But the opposite is true. I see that in my life. I see that in my clients' lives. All right. It's like, so much of the coaching we do is reassuring them, like reminding them that, yeah, their ego structure might be saying, you're so behind. Why haven't you figured this out yet? But their soul is like rejoicing, like, yes, you're just on track. Maybe you're even ahead, because that's what divine leadership means. Divine leadership, divine service truly means being willing to experience the lessons ahead of others. Not because you're better, not because you're going to show off and be like, look at me, I'm so much better, but because you went through it first, you can help others. Which, speaking of divine feminine leadership, I just want to celebrate that, Mexico has a female president. Like, what? I'm not going to go into politics or any of that. that's not the forum. This isn't the forum for that. But the fact that, I'm, as some of you might know, I relocated to Mexico. This is the land of my ancestors. And they swore in the first female president yesterday. And part of that swearing in ceremony, there was like indigenous women, you know, blessing her with sage and palo santo. It was just so beautiful. I just feel like how representative of the divine feminine leadership that is so needed in the world, just the divine feminine that's needed in our world, in your life. And what does the divine feminine leadership look like? It looks like showing up to your soul no matter what. That's where it begins. And so let's do a little inner journey. And after that, I will pull some cards. I also want to invite you to Blessed. That is a 6-week journey that starts October 28th. And Blessed is going to be all about healing the wound of deprivation, of feeling deprived, feeling like there's something blocking you from truly receiving the support, the abundance, the help, the clarity, the joy that you've always wanted. Right. And so for 6 weeks, we're going to meet weekly on Monday. It is recorded, so you absolutely can attend, even if you can't attend live. And it's really inspired by the episode 100. You can go back to listen to that, which was all about that mantra, that blessing that Mother Mary, Ascended Master Mother Mary, gave me of you are blessed and you are a blessing. Ultimately, this 6-week journey is to help you embody that. To help you remember how blessed you are. And how do you remember that? Is we have to heal that wound of deprivation. And then from that place, overflow with blessings to the world. So this is going to be, I'll share some teachings, but really it's a healing and empowerment circle. So the intention is you show up and you're receiving, you're being blessed, you're healing. It's not like a rigorous class for for you to learn a bunch of stuff. It's really unlearn a bunch of stuff and receive the blessing. And I have a special incentive for those of you who are like thinking about it and you're like, and it's $99, by the way, it's $99. And you're thinking of waiting till the end. If you join now, I am opening a private WhatsApp group. Let me be very clear about what that means. WhatsApp is a free app. So it's like if you're is optional, you do not have to be part of this. But this is just me sharing things with you. It's not like an open forum where everybody gets to comment. It's not like that. It's because I was thinking like, I really want people to already start feeling blessed. I have so much that I want to share with people who say yes to this journey. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have so much music and songs that I want to share. And I have like hundreds of Oracle decks that often I don't even get to share here. I was like, it would be so lovely if I could already start sharing cards with them. I don't want to do a Facebook group. For various reasons, that's not a good fit for me right now. But I was like, I could do it in a WhatsApp group. Whoever who joins already and is like on it. And I'm like, here's an Oracle card I pulled for you for the group. Here's a song that is so inspiring that's going to help you receive the blessings. Here's a quote. And just to be able to share that with you. And you won't be able to comment back because that just keeps it very clean and just like not overwhelming. But anyway, I'm super excited about that, to have a space to share with anybody who wants to be part of that, so that we arrive to October 28th, just so warmed up with blessings, right? Okay, I'll put the link to that also in the comments. All right, so let's do our inner journey. It'll be quick because it doesn't take a lot of time to connect with your soul. In fact, I'm going to take a little drink. My Frida Kahlo cup. If you don't know who she is, she's an amazing Mexican artist. One of my birthday gifts to myself, because October is my birthday gift, is I'm going to go to her museum, which is her former house in Mexico City. I went once years ago, so I'm so excited. And I have ceremonial cacao in here. It just kind of happened that way. So I'm going to take a sip. This ceremonial cacao I found, it's called Maria Cacao. and it comes wrapped in this beautiful blue paper. Ceremonial cacao is very high grade cacao. And I feel like it's Mother Mary cacao. When I saw the name, I was like, Maria cacao. I don't know, I just feel like she led me to that cacao. So cacao really opens our heart. So I invite you, and also grounds us at the same time. So I invite you to take a moment to connect with the earth. See those beautiful roots going down your legs, down into the heart of the earth. And as that happens, bring your awareness to your heart. And if it helps, you can bring the palms of your hands over your heart center, as I'm doing. And you might do that just for a moment and then rest them in your lap, or you can keep them there, whatever feels right. And I invite you to visualize this golden light in your heart that's emanating, that's radiating out into a path in front of you. And so what appears in front of you is this golden path, and you're standing on this golden path. And as you stand on this golden path, you feel this beautiful resonance of love, of acceptance. And just take a few breaths here. Just let yourself attune to that love. It's a very pristine love. So it isn't like mushy gooey. It's just like, it just feels like this very pure, pristine, spacious yet intimate love that's surrounding you. And this is your soul. Your soul's never pushy, right? It's like, just let yourself be in that. And thinking back to today's teaching, showing up no matter what means that you are willing to step into this resonance of your soul's love no matter what is happening. That you remember that that is the most essential, important, helpful thing you can do for yourself. And so take a moment to ask your soul, beautiful soul, where are you guiding me to show up to your love, to your wisdom, no matter what? What situation in my life, what feeling? Maybe it'll be like me when I'm feeling overwhelmed or disappointed. My soul is saying, show up to me when you're feeling those feelings. Notice, what is it for you? Where are you holding back from your soul? Where are you putting it off? And notice your soul's not angry, your soul's not upset. Your soul's so grateful that you're asking this question. As you say, beautiful soul, show me, how am I meant to show up more to you? And so this is the next question. When you do that, when you show up in this way, what gift does your soul have for you? Remember, your soul's not saying show up no matter what so I can take from you. Your soul's saying show up no matter what because I have something to give to you, to gift to you. So what is your soul holding and saying, show up to me no matter what, and I have this gift for you when you do that? What is it? For me, I'm already hearing kindness. My soul has kindness for me, has kind words for me. So what does your soul have for you when you have the courage, when you have the commitment to show up to your soul, no matter how you're feeling, no matter what's happening around you. What gift does your soul have for you? And visualize on this golden path your soul in front of you with this beautiful gift, and she is handing it to you. And just receive it. And maybe it's a symbol, maybe it's a word, maybe you hear a sentence, and maybe in this moment you don't hear anything. You just see this golden, beautiful gift, and bring it to your heart. And so just let that gift fill your heart, fill your cells. Thank your beautiful soul, and very much notice how your soul thanks you. And with that, we bring the palms of our hands together and we bow to each other and our own heart. And we end this inner journey with a namaste. Namaste, everyone. And so, if you want to share in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, share in the comments, what was your gift? I was really touched by my gift, that it was kindness, and specifically it was kind words. It was like kind words, words of more than encouragement. It was almost like words of celebration. So I'm going to really tune into that some more. I want to remind you that I'm here every Wednesday. I invite you to join my newsletter, because that is where all the news is going out of resources that I'm sharing with you and classes that are happening. I just shared the newsletter for October. There's so many exciting things happening this month. I share in there that October is one of my favorite, if not my favorite months, not just because it's my birthday month, but I love autumn. And also, I love the Days of the Dead. And October is a lead up to that ceremony, that holy days. And so I just love this month. And so I wanted to make it extra special with some extra offers. Jill, show up when I'm sad. Yeah, receive the gift of understanding and warmth. Thank you so much for sharing that. And so this really shows the courage that it takes to show up no matter what. Because I know for me, like I said, when I feel disappointed, even though I thought I was showing up no matter what, when I tuned in and recognized, wait, I'm being impatient with myself, I knew, like, oh, I'm not showing up to my soul. I'm showing up to a part of me that wants to be helpful, but it's trying to rush me, like, okay, come on, cry. Be disappointed. Let it move through your body. Let's get to the other side, right? And it's like, that's not my soul. And so thank you, Jill, for sharing that. And so newsletter, always remember, there are slots available in October for a free breakthrough consultation. If you want to talk to me privately, right? These classes are awesome, and it's awesome to do this in group. There's so much gifts, so much benefit to that. And there's also something really special about having a consultation with someone who's just there for you, who's just there to listen compassionately and help you really gain clarity. And so if you're interested in that, I'll put the link. It'll be the link to my calendar, and there's nothing you need to do to prepare. And I'll share that. And I will also, and if I feel I can help you further, I'll share the details of my coaching program. Aside from that, remember, blessed 6-week journey. Start receiving the blessings now. Because why are we receiving the blessings? It's not to hoard them. Like, oh, just bless me. Let me keep them. No, it's like, bless me so I can overflow with blessings to the world. Overflow, not only when you're sharing your teachings, your classes, whatever your work is, but just your presence blesses others. Just you thinking of someone immediately blesses that person. And then it's up to that person to receive the blessing. But that's what we do. And Friday, bonus class, how to take soul-led action. Everybody's invited. So feel free to join that. So without further ado, let me pull 2 cards and then we will be done for today. So this is about showing up no matter what. And remember what I said, when you do this, when you show up to your soul, then your ability to show up to the world is absolutely magnified. So I'm going to pull from the Wild Woman Rising, this beautiful deck, Wild Woman Rising, and ask that question, like, What message does your soul have for you about showing up no matter what, showing up to your soul? I feel like the question is something along like what gift, kind of like Jill shared, understanding and warmth. For me, it was kind words and like celebration. And how when I'm filled with kind words and celebration, I just have so much more energy. Like I'm just attuned to abundance. I magnetize the resources, the support, the clients I'm supposed to help, the people that are here to help me, all of that. And so I feel like this is like, okay, what gift is going to emerge as you show up to your soul no matter what? This is so beautiful. I don't think I've ever seen this one. I know I say this all the time, but seriously, I pull cards and I always get the same ones. And then, so number 27, awaken. So this is the gift. And she's got a beautiful, I think it's a crow, maybe it's a raven. They're very connected. Look at this. This is the gift. We will awaken because that is what our soul is doing. Our soul is constantly like an alarm clock, the most beautiful alarm clock, not but like this beautiful alarm clock that's like, wake up, wake up. Remember who you are. Remember how blessed you are. Remember you're a blessing. Wake up. And then we're here to wake up other people, right? It's like, so look at this. I love this. Take it in, whatever it means to you. All right. Sending you so, so much love from beautiful Mexico, now with a female president. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone. Hold on. Why isn't this working? Here we go.